Couple of days ago, the undefeated, undisputed Sigma male Chael Sonnen, who never lost a single round in entire UFC history, tweeted about East vs West Arm Wrestling and Devon Larratt. Do not forget to check out East vs West Arm Wrestling on 420 as the greatest ever. Devon Larratt, the only man to ever battle me to a draw, makes history. From this tweet, it looks like Chael is really interested in arm wrestling and he's kind of asking us to buy the pay-per-view. Some people are saying that we hope they didn't ask him to tweet like this, and I also hope so. And hopefully through Chael Sonnen, we will get to reach an even bigger audience in the MMA community, because most of the highly popular MMA guys must follow Chael Sonnen everywhere. And if we look at his Instagram, even Devon Larratt and East vs West Arm Wrestling are obviously following him there and probably on multiple other platforms as well. It can only lead us to some beautiful promotions.
Did you know that somehow, we reached him and we invited him here, and he said he will take time to think about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see, once he got a little educated over, about the sport and the athletes, I would love to see him as a commentator. Holy cow, yeah. that would increase the excitement level of the sport for sure.
Yeah, imagine him at the press conference.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to say it, but that's what everybody needs. It's a shame that most of the arm wrestlers don't have that type of personality.
Maxim aka Akimbo 69 has called out Devon Larratt's son Auden Larratt for a super match. Maxim is probably one of the most famous arm wrestlers in the world with over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. For sure, he's the most popular arm wrestler in the youth if we don't consider Schoolboy in that list, because he has to be at the top. So once again, for the second time, Auden Larratt is getting an opportunity to have an arm wrestling match against a guy who is much smaller than him and yet much more popular than him on social media. Last time he was criticized a lot for arm wrestling a guy who is much smaller than him, and rightfully so. And Akimbo is also basically the same size as arm wrestling Whisperer. He's about 5'11" and weighs somewhere around 75 to 78 kilos. But he's much more stronger and experienced compared to the arm wrestling Whisperer. He has been a youth WAF champion a couple of times. Right now he's almost 21 years old and Auden is 19. The size difference is there, but I think if we have a weight cap of, let's say, 90 kilos or 95 kilos even, which is the current weight of Auden Larratt, I think this match can make sense. If we talk about Akimbo's level, about a year and a half ago, he had a practice super match with Larry Wheels, which he won 3 pins to 2. But in Larry's defense, he was absolutely exhausted from the amount of arm wrestling that he had on the table just a couple of days before that super match. So that's why on the left hand, Larry dealt with Akimbo pretty easily. So even that day, they were very close. And fresh for fresh, Larry may have been slightly stronger. Right now, Larry must be levels above Akimbo. The next thing to draw some comparison is the recent Arthur Makarov super match that Akimbo had. And as expected, he did not have anything to offer to Arthur Makarov. So he's strong, but he's not elite level strong yet. And as you can judge by the thumbnail that Akimbo has put out for this promotion, these guys are going to promote it to the next level. My take on this is, if there is no weight cap, I'll have Auden as the favorite. If there is a 200-pound weight cap, then I'll have maybe Akimbo as a very slight favorite, and it will be a good match. In his recent live stream, Monster Michael Todd said that he is very optimistic because he got some good treatment, his recovery has been good, and he has big plans for his future. The way the recovery has gone, I could very easily, realistically see me being at a level with 12 months from now to be able to pull anybody in the world. So the thing is, how much higher should Michael aim? And I think that's a very realistic goal, because in 12 months from now, Michael will be over 51 years of age, and that to me could be the highest peak that he could ever achieve right now in his career. Because after 51, when you have already been arm wrestling for more than 3 decades, you have taken all of the treatments that you possibly can at this point of time, I don't see him getting much stronger after that. So is that peak going to cross the level that Michael achieved in the past? Maybe or maybe not. But I think a year from now is the best Michael that we are ever going to see from this point on in the future. I brought this topic up because I will be interviewing Michael Todd on this Thursday. It will be live, so please keep an eye on that. Levan Saginashvili uploaded a video titled Curling Devon for 6 reps, preparation for East versus West 12. He was constantly teasing Devon Larratt's pronation lift. He was like, wow, Devon added 2.5 kilograms to his pronation lift. That is just amazing, unbelievable stuff. And he said that probably 4 different times in his video. So there are some questions. Why isn't Levan showing us any wrist training at all? Is his wrist still injured? I think that may possibly be the actual reason for that, because why else wouldn't he show it? Unless he's trying to hide it from us. He's not telling us when these videos were filmed. Actually, Irakli did say that it was filmed about a week ago. You can see that in the beginning of this video. But Levan could be messing with us. Maybe it was filmed like a couple of weeks ago. He wants to show Devon and he wants to show us that he is not as strong as he actually may be in the reality. We can see him putting in a very light amount of work on the table, on the pulley machine, and also with Irakli Zerakashvili on the table. But then immediately Levan switches to some other exercise, like he doesn't want to show us what's going on there. So that's a secret. But what's not a secret is Levan is already almost at his peak shape. He did some bench press exercise with 250 kilos, which is within 5% of his previous best. And I think he could have achieved that today if he wanted to. And then some bicep curls with 130 kilos for 6 reps. Now that is also some quality lifting, even according to Levan's standards. So for Levan, the size is there. The strength is also there. The motivation is also there, because right now Levan has been training for more than 3 hours every single day. And this is something that he never used to do in the past. Maybe he felt that it is needed this time because Devon is getting much more stronger than before. But the only question is the wrist there? Has it healed up? Are we going to see those heavy wrist curls? Maybe a lightweight workout with his wrist with, let's say, 50 kilos for 20 reps. This is something that Levan can still do, and we fans will have some amount of relief if we get to see that from him. And finally, Matt Mask versus Artem Ternenko is a super match that Matt himself announced for September 7th. I think Matt is going to be a favorite in this one. Not a huge favorite, but a slight favorite. And it's quite funny that in less than a couple of years, Matt has gone from arm wrestling with Artem Morozov to Artem Ternenko on the left arm. But I think this one is going to be a much more closer match than the previous one. We kind of all underestimated Artem Morozov at that time because he was still relatively unknown in the super match world. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.